up for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You have tuned in to the Flyest Sports and Entertainment Podcast. This is Stat Lines Matter. I am your host, Mark Stewart, here with my co-host and partner in crime, Mr. Rob Hunter Jr. Yeah! He's excited. He's fresh off of vacation in the south of France with his family because he does it like that. His shirt was unbuttoned, real low.
It was, and I was just riding around the Miami Vice music.
I hope not.
I was riding around, and I had on a gold chain with an eagle hanging from an eagle pin.
That's awesome. Did you enjoy your break?
Yeah, it was long.
A little beach action?
A little arduous. I don't know if I'm built to be nowhere for 7 days with all my kids, and we went with another family, and so it was 5 boys, all under the age of 13 and under.
Oh.
So, I think I could do it, but I think the kids got to be a little older. So that was rough on me. And I also underestimated greatly how much money you needed to be somewhere for 7 days.
Vacation's not cheap.
No. Because you like, all right, I just paid $1,000 for the week. And, we got gas and we're going. You
got dinners and
yes. Dinners,
drinks,
drinks.
Because drinks are expensive, but drinks are even more expensive.
Yes, because the drinks is like to get you to feeling good. Then after you start feeling good, now you're drinking.
Yeah, now we drink.
Yeah, and then you got to have the bottles at wherever you staying, coupled with what you gonna do when you go out.
And what you have to do is you have to just divorce yourself from the money before you go. Like you just gotta, this is gone.
Yeah. So that was So it was a Saturday to Saturday type deal, and by Wednesday I was like, God damn.
You feeling the stress?
I was blinking and shit, all like rapid blinking, you know what I mean?
And the kids don't know.
No, the kids having a ball. Yeah. Because they had like
Can you get more slushies?
They had mad like the breakfasts were all like
was
pancakes.
It like an all-inclusive type
No,
of vibe?
we were cooking.
Okay.
Yeah, we were stayed at
like one of the you rent a house type.
Yeah. We had so it was like mad waffles and pancakes and bacon and different cereals and all type of Pop-Tarts it was a smorgasbord for them.
Yeah.
And so then we had mad coffee and espresso and all type of stuff. And
mimosas. So Bloody Marys.
I already told you about the struggle with the mimosas. So that's a whole different thing in addition to the drinking. Yeah. That's a different
because that is not drinking.
Yes.
Those are mimosas.
Yes,
they're very different.
Totally. Yes.
That's not that doesn't even count as drinking.
Yes.
Although you can get smooth messed up on a ridiculous amount of mimosas. I tell you this from absolute
But you have
experience.
to have a ridiculous amount of champagne.
Yes.
And that's the thing.
Cases on deck. And I say cases with a plural.
Yeah. That's how you make cases plural.
Yeah.
When you say sis. But anyway, yeah, man, it was a good time. The kids
cases.
We had and the kids like going to the beach every day, wakeboarding, all that stuff. So
wait, so your kids do white sports?
I mean, you bring the wakeboards to the thing. I mean, what's a black sport in the water?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Champagne on the beach.
I'm just saying, but if you black and you inside of the water, then you're gonna be doing white. You're gonna be doing white shit.
What are you doing in the water?
Getting into the beach is some white shit. You know what I'm saying? Because black folks, we just don't do that. So
I go to the beach and never go in the water.
That's okay then. That's black.
Like, I won't go to a beach that doesn't have
that's black
service to the beach.
What do you mean?
Like waiter service.
Oh, I ain't never been to nothing like that before.
Really?
No.
I won't go to the other type of beach, like the beach where you got carry on stuff. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I did a live where I was carrying mad shit to the beach. I almost passed out.
My wife suggested that once, and I gave her a look. Like we could just carry our own stuff.
Hey, I highly don't recommend it. It's the worst. And because I want to,
you gotta go to one of those resorts where they bring you the stuff so you can relax. That's the whole point of it.
And my point is I learned a lot from this experience. The experience was good because the kids had a good time, and somehow my wife had a really good time. But me, like the stuff I wanted to move and shake. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do a little bit of shopping. I wanted to go out for lunch. I wanted to do.
So,
are
you one of those people who go on vacation and try to do all the extra activities? Because, like me and my wife go, we don't do anything.
I want to do all the fly shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to go like, oh, we're gonna swim with the dolphins.
Yeah.
Unless I wanted to swim with the dolphins, but I really just want to be out having drinks and be in fly settings.
And festive, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
cool
want.
music that you don't hear at home.
Yeah, I like to go to like the little jazz, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or they playing, you got the dudes playing the brass drums.
Yeah, Afro beats, all that.
Yeah, with somebody that's being severely underpaid, you know what I'm saying?
Not if you tip them.
Yeah, well, yeah, but after you leave, you leave the beach and
You
go
can't
back
worry
home.
about that.
Yeah, but I'm saying he out there
But
struggling.
you take care of him while you're there. He out there. You got to hook him up.
And he taking all your requests. hey,
do you know? Can you play "Juicy" by Notorious B.I.G. on them metal
can you
drums?
play "Get Low" by Little John and the East Side Boys?
It's like I think I know that one.
I know that the white people love it, so I will play for you.
You know who's not having a great time right now?
Who that?
Abroad,
Oh man,
ASAP Rocky.
man, ASAP
He's over in Sweden,
jammed up.
caught up, and the president has gotten involved. Did you see his tweets?
Puts me in a weird spot.
And not me. Because he's over there because here's the funny thing about the angle. He makes it seem like freeing ASAP Rocky is a service to the African-American people. Like he just weighed in on reparations or something.
Sure.
Look what I'm doing for the African-American people. I don't know ASAP.
But that's why he's doing that, and he knows that.
Yeah, but I don't-
knows. It's window dressing.
But it's window dressing if you have that much investment. Now, as a music industry guy.
yeah, if you was managing him.
Yeah, if it was a music industry
you'd be like,
individual,
yo,
I would not want my artist in that position. And if I had the power of the White House, no matter who was in there,
Yeah.
to help my artist get through situations internationally, I would totally engage. But I don't know him like that. So as a member of the black community, he's not doing me a service.
Well, no, and I think, you know, like I said, it puts me in a weird spot because anything that Trump is for, I'm against. So like Trump could be like, yeah, man, I think I'm coming around this reparation thing. And I'd be like, they've done enough. They've done enough. Like I'd just be like, because
that's how far you
man,
are.
yeah, like I'm like how he is for Obama. You know what I'm saying? So,
I know, right?
Like I'm if Trump is for it, just mark me down for against. Okay. And so now I'm like, and so obviously we've heard the comments that ASAP Rocky has made. And I also want to say that I find it ironic that a man that can't go nowhere, get nowhere, his street name is ASAP. But he is stuck. And he gonna have a hard time with the fellas when he get back. Like, yeah, we can't call you ASAP no more. You are. Hold up, Rocky.
Hold up, Rocky.
Hold up, Rocky. Hey, give me a minute, Rocky.
Well,
you ain't ASAP no more.
The thing is, in the quote that I think you're referring to,
It's from
I guess it was a few years back.
Yeah, 2016 in Time Out magazine.
Okay, so he says, and I quote, "Why? Because I'm black. So every time something happens because I'm black, I got to stand up. What the fuck am I? Al Sharpton now? I'm ASAP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I don't want to talk about fucking Ferguson and shit because I don't live over there. I live in fucking Soho and Beverly Hills. I can't relate. I'm in the studio. I'm in the fashion studios. I'm in these hoes' drawers.
Disaster.
I'm not doing anything outside of that. That's my life."
Disaster.
Now, that's a terrible quote.
Disaster.
Now, the question just becomes, are any of y'all giving him a pass now that he's in a predicament where his situation has taken on a social gravity, like I won't say to the extent of Ferguson because nobody's died, but he's hemmed up a long way away from home. Do any of y'all factor that into your thoughts, that quote? Any of y'all?
So he
You don't know?
Yeah, he has since come out, right? Not since, but he came out like a couple days later on the Breakfast Club and tried to clean it up.
You can't clean that up.
It was even worse. Okay.
That I didn't see.
Well, because he went on the Breakfast Club and he says, Charlamagne said, "Were you misquoted or did you misspeak?" And he goes, "Both." So how you gonna have both? I misquoted and I misspoke. He said, yeah, they both. He said both of them happened. But then he said a couple of things that really pissed me off, and it let me know that you should just stop talking about. He said that they were talking about, black, the police brutality. He said he can't speak out on that because he's not doing anything to help it. and he said that he's like, and he said, well, how come it's got to be when a white man kills a black man? How come it can't be when a black man kills a black man? And Charlamagne said, you do realize those are two different things. And then he said, well, okay, if I'm over in London and something happens in L.A., how am I supposed to speak on that? And I'm like, okay, by your own metrics, if you're in Sweden and we're over here on the mainland,
should we not be speaking about it?
Why should we give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Why you're over there? Now, overall, right? I don't want the brother jammed up on this type of situation, because I can't let his ignorance in 2016 or whatever it is now affect really the overall what's going on here. At least, so I want him obviously freed. Now, did you see the footage?
No.
All right, so these little Pepe Le Pew looking guys, like two of them, they couldn't have weighed more than 120. Are kind of like following these guys around and they're harassing them and multiple times. He's got this big John Coffey looking bodyguard, like, hey man, you better back up. I'm about to slap the piss out you. New York accent. I'm about to do this and I'm about to do that. And and ASAP actually steps in. He tries to intervene. He's like, look, man, we don't want no problem with you. You know what I'm saying? Please back up, man. Please, man. We don't want to fight y'all. We don't want to. He turns to the camera because now there's cell phones out. He's like, we don't want no problem with these guys. And so eventually there's a bit of an altercation between what looks to be the bodyguard and what looks to be one of Pepe Le Pew. And they get to fighting, and then the guy's headphones he uses them as a weapon, and they end up on the ground and destroyed. But that stops. So that altercation gets broken up. They're walking away. And then somehow, flash forward, ASAP Rocky is tossing one of the Pepe Le Pew guys literally across the street, like just tossing him. And in my mind, I'm like, you got to have the worst crew ever. Because as being the principal, why is your crew not telling you, get this way, just go? How do you get caught up in, and you got a bodyguard? It's like the worst bodyguard ever. How I end up fighting for my bodyguard? Because the bodyguard wasn't coming after ASAP. The bodyguard was the Pepe Le Pew wasn't going after ASAP because he didn't know who he was. He was going after, he was like, hey man, why do you break my headphones? Like, this is what he's asking him. Like, hey, he was following him. I need my headphones. Somebody should just reach in their pocket, took out $400-500 and got that guy out of there. Or if you want to really handle it, get ASAP away. And I have a bodyguard.
Why are they on foot?
I guess they probably that part we don't know, but I mean, they may have been walking around. I'm
dead serious. Like, why are they, was it daytime or nighttime?
It was daytime in Sweden.
Day.
Yeah, daytime in Sweden. And
so maybe they was shopping
and I just
or something.
I know ASAP got to be, they both in jail. He got to be like, I'm in here for fighting for my bodyguard. He be like, hey, you fired. He fire him in jail. Like, he got to fire that guy because it was the bodyguard.
But I think in the rap world too, the artist from time to time has to show that they have a toughness about them. Otherwise, you don't want to be. Because you gotta
but you can't go get no points for slinging Pepe Le Pew across the
No, it's not about points though. But like, look at it from this, because we come from a different era. We come from the R&B era, so everything is about that dude's a star. We protect him, and then the goons do goon stuff, and then the R&B guys sing to the girls. That's how it was. Hip hop is the construct is just different.
Yeah, but you banging.
So at some point, you have to show why you're part of that culture, like, because the culture propelled you based on certain ideas. Now, granted, this is a rap guy who's into fashion, and this is a different type of thing, but he probably looked at it as a golden opportunity to like
I could take this guy.
Yeah, it's a winnable. It's a winnable matchup.
He's like 115.
Yeah, like let me show I can still.
I'm from Harlem.
Yeah,
and so, but I just,
and not to make light of it, but like I would imagine on some level all those things are going through his head. But to your point, he's too important to whatever his economic sort of area is, because he's not just taking care of himself. I'm sure he got the dudes around him, the bodyguards, the people. He represents economics to a lot of people.
Because at some point you got to get him out of here.
People got to protect that.
Yeah,
and
get
just
him out of here.
But where's the car service? Where's the driver? Like, why are y'all even on foot like that?
But He had a bodyguard who he ended
But
up
what I'm saying
fighting for.
But here's what I'm saying.
You're the worst bodyguard in the history of all bodyguards.
But what
you're
I'm
big
saying is,
and you're black and you're muscular for nothing.
But the bodyguard is supposed to really more than anything just get you, sort of finesse you out of situations. Because it's never about like physically. It should never come down to him physically having to enforce anything unless somebody's literally lunging at you or whatever. But what they should be more adept at, and the best security guards that I've been around have not been the super big guys. They're guys who wear suits and earpieces.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, and the guys that move you.
Yeah,
like
swiftly.
move you out and go, okay, the car's over here, we're going this way.
Sure.
He's in the car, he's gone. So the altercation is still trying to resolve itself, and then dude is at the hotel.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you the biggest problem that Mr. Rocky is gonna have is this is on film. He was the aggressor in the footage that you see. He was being harassed the entire time.
Right.
But at the same time, when the footage breaks, this dude literally is like morphing into Black Panther, tossing this guy from one cobblestone to the other side of the street, up against the curb. And then after he falls, ASAP starts dropping Bushwick Bill type Fifth Ward Bs on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like boom, then they all converge on him. And so there's no way that he's going to be able to
if you're one of his guys, there's no way you can let him do that.
Exactly.
No. But I haven't seen, let me say this, like overall, I haven't seen the footage. I don't know what happened. I don't want this for him. Obviously, none of us do, those of us part of the industry, the black community, the hip-hop community, which is everybody. We want to see him not locked up in solitary confinement, which is what they're saying that he is over there. He's not being treated very well. But I will say this. You know, I've traveled, when you're in other places, even when you're in other people's hoods, you in other people's cities, you have to conduct yourself like a guest. And you have to operate from that standpoint. And I think when you're dealing with an artist, you have to put the artist's well-being first. So when something happens, the idea is to get the artist out of harm's way, to get them out of any kind of bad situation. And whatever. So
well, unfortunately for ASAP, we're not taking his posture in 2016 with the Ferguson riots. You know, people are engaging and want him free. And even though we're not in the same country, like you say, if you're in London and something bad happens to black people in LA, you can't help that.
Oh, when he come back, he gonna be some type of activist.
Yeah, I want to see the braids out, and it needs to be a fro or either Dr. King cut. It need to be one of the two. And you need.
What about the Barack Obama?
And you need to do a song.
Like I think we can replace we can replace
like
the Dr. King.
You need to do a song with the most Afrocentric. Like you need to do a record with Bahamadia or something.
Bro. Anyway, I'm gonna he went full Bahamadia on y'all.
Like you need to do a record. You need to do a record.
I was gonna say Mos Def, and then you just stopped me because I can't. He went Bahamadia.
Bahamadia, yes. For those that you don't know,
nobody knows.
Google Bahamadia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyways,
5 o'clock in the morning.
You're gonna do the lyrics?
Where you gonna be?
Wow. So you obviously mess with her a little bit.
I just thought she was weird. You know, I'd never seen anything like that before, like that was rapping and just like it was weird looking to me. Bahamadia was like scary stuff, you know, for me. Like it was like everything that I did not want in.
She got a real shot though, because we know her name. She got pushed.
Well, yeah, and you just, you know, you have this dry afro and you have a gap in your mouth and you're short and you look like.
So all your thing is about her physical appearance.
Well, and she had a rough ass voice. It sounded like
she did not sound like that.
She had been smoking.
There's never been a rapper that
all
sounded
type
like
of cigarettes since she was 7 years old. Like
you can't be named Bahamadia and smoke cigarettes. She might smoke weed. I doubt she's smoking cigarettes.
Beaties. Beaties.
Yeah. Anyway,
terrible.
Hey,
but Bahamadia, if you like the show, man, thank you. Appreciate your support. You got love for SLM. We got love for you.
Well, at least shot her song out. Like, did she ever drop?
I think it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I think that was her.
Well, go check out 5 o'clock in the morning.
Y'all get it Spotify. If y'all ain't streaming it, put it up on there for a week or two. Let her get some bread.
Exactly. Last week we did a episode almost entirely dedicated to one of our favorite comics, Eddie Murphy. We basically what we did is we just, because from time to time, kind of like what we've done on this episode, is just rabbit hole. We've just literally allowed ourselves to go deeper and deeper into one topic. So we thought, like, since we've done it a few times and we've had the Rocky conversation across many episodes, we decided to talk about Eddie Murphy, and we did that. Now, ironically, in that same week that we dropped that, they announced that Eddie's might be coming back to do a Netflix special. I saw Eddie on Jerry Seinfeld's Netflix show.
Riding in cars.
Getting coffee or something
Comedians
like that.
riding in cars, getting coffee, which was fantastic.
You saw the one with Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
Yeah, it was great, right?
Yeah, it was.
Eddie, but it's funny when black people, I say this when black people move to L.A. and you've been out in L.A. too long, there's a weirdness that comes over you that don't come over people living on the East Coast.
Really? Elaborate.
It's just just the way he talks. Like, you from Jersey, man. Stop that shit.
Well,
or you from Long Island.
And he got a gluten-free woman now, too, on top of that he's procreated with. So
don't get it messed up. Eddie procreating with every woman he ever been with.
Yeah, but this got like 100 kids. First one where he got like the gluten-free.
He like an African king.
Like, he probably getting soy in his stuff like you now.
Hey, man, soy is because of lactose intolerant, and you don't know.
Yeah, but his ain't because of that.
You don't know that because you're half white, so you can digest that. Your people can digest.
And I like mayonnaise.
Is that a thing? Is that a white thing?
Yeah. Look
I don't really like mayonnaise.
Frizz, you like mayonnaise?
Oh, wow. Wait. Black people don't like mayonnaise? Is that a thing? Oh, so you like mayonnaise.
Nah, I need mayo.
What about, y'all like mayonnaise?
I like mayonnaise, but I'm mixed.
Oh, y'all mixed too. Yeah, everybody in there mixed.
Except for you. Yeah,
except for me and Prizzy.
But Prizzy look like he got some slave master blood going through there.
100% black people don't. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, man.
So I'm genetically predisposed to not liking mayonnaise.
Facts.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, facts. That's a slave master.
But I don't like mustard either. Is that a thing?
No. Black folk like mustard now.
Okay, I don't like mustard.
We love. So what the hell you got on your sandwich?
I like Dijon mustard. I don't like that yellow stuff.
What the hell? You would like old fancy ass.
Yeah, man.
I
like. Yeah.
Oh, do you have any Grey Poupon?
No, and then I like all the different versions of the Dijon, like, because they mix it up. They got different stuff. Like, you can get different versions.
So wait a minute.
But that yellowness, I'm good on that.
So you put Grey Poupon on your double cheeseburger?
I mean, I'd rather have a cheeseburger without mustard.
Really? So you put the ketchup on there, though?
Not a huge ketchup guy.
Is this a communist? What is this?
I'll eat ketchup, but I'm not a big ketchup guy either. I'm not a barbecue sauce. I like barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce is fantastic on anything.
Yeah, like if you get in a perfect world, you get a cheeseburger with some cheddar cheese and some barbecue sauce.
Sure. Sweet Baby Ray's, just a little bit.
Not Sweet Baby Ray's.
Sure you can.
Don't love that.
Dogs. What are you talking about? It's like that's their standard. So what type of barbecue sauce?
You know the best barbecue sauce? It's hard to kind of find down here. It's Open Pit. They got that at home.
Yes.
In Chicago.
No, this
Open Pit.
This fool. Okay, so for those of you that can't see, we have a guest here, and he comes to my house, and he brings friggin' Open Pit.
Open Pit is the bomb. It's got a little spice to it. It's got a little kick.
Anyway, Sweet Baby Ray's.
Well, anyway, man, like.
Yeah, back to Eddie.
So Eddie, here's the thing that's brilliant about Eddie, and you notice this.
I can't believe he just said that Open Pit.
No, you might do.
I've had arguments before because I want to put it on everything.
Fries. Open Pit and fries, amazing. Anyways, I'm not gonna go that far. Here's the thing: watching Eddie and Seinfeld, two guys that I didn't realize kind of started together.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Like literally at the same points in their career, coming through the same comedy
Long
clubs,
Island.
East Coast, Long Island, and working those same areas. It was just like super fascinating to watch both of these like comic giants really dissect the world of comedy and sort of the brain of a comedian.
Sure.
And watching Eddie, somebody who's like Eddie doesn't have to be funny every day to live the life that he lives. He was funny 30 years ago, and the way his deals and things got done, it allowed him to continue to live life without having to be on that edge of like writing funny jokes or getting funny jokes and and delivering them. But the brilliance of him is that every now and then, and just watching them both casually, just gems were just coming out.
Sure.
There. Just gems.
No.
Like you were like, man, that's so funny.
Yeah. The shoes and the fighting had me crying.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen that part,
if you haven't seen it, go like. And we don't shout out a lot of stuff here, like in terms of recommendations to go watch that are not sports, but definitely go see the Eddie Murphy edition of comedians
in cars
in
getting
cars
coffee.
Getting coffee.
So he's negotiating a deal rumored to be worth about $70 million to come back to stand up.
That's very risky.
So obviously, right, whatever he's got going on with Netflix through this Dolomite flick is working out because
Right.
he's done the comedians, the
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld show, and now he's negotiating to come back to comedy to do the stand up thing, which it is dangerous to a degree, but at the same time, I'm fine with it. Obviously, I'm a big Eddie fan. But given the fact that it's taken this long, I believe that he's been waiting for the what feels right.
Yeah. I mean, and whatever his inspiration is to do it,
Yeah.
maybe he's getting close to it. And I'll tell you this, as a manager, $70 million would inspire me to do it just off of that. But it is some danger because you take a guy like Chris Tucker made a comeback. I don't think it was on Netflix, but I think it was like Showtime.
But
or
you
something.
remember he had a tax problem. That's why he said he
No,
can't.
he did it, but it wasn't funny.
But he came back out of necessity.
It doesn't matter. Once he gets like, it's like sports.
But if you're forced to be funny and crack jokes, then Eddie's not forced.
No, what I'm saying though, once all of the money, the transaction, the business deal, the paperwork are signed, there's the moment. I always say this when I talk about my clients. There's the moment, there's a thing that I do for them. And then there's the moment that only you can do the thing that you do.
Right.
Like when you're standing in the middle of that stage in front of that mic, all the money, all that, that has nothing to do with it. You either making them laugh or you're not.
Yeah.
How we got here is irrelevant.
Right.
Now you got to make it happen. And I just worry because Eddie, we're literally, 32 years out from Raw. We are 35, 37, 38 years out from Delirious. Because there was some years even between that. Delirious, I want to say, was 82, 83.
Right.
And the Raw was 87.
Yeah. But I think
That's a lot of time removed.
It is, but I think the okay. So cursing Eddie Murphy, like Long Island cursing Eddie Murphy has always been, in my opinion, the funniest Eddie Murphy. And Dolomite, obviously, he's gonna be saying, MF again. And I think it's important to realize that cursing Eddie Murphy is the funniest Eddie Murphy. And he hadn't been really cursing Eddie Murphy since Life. So now we've got him coming back to Dolomite. He's going to be cursing again. Obviously, he's going to be cursing again in his stand-up, which is going to be fantastic. So I think that we get the cursing Eddie back. I think that we're going to be...
But like he said in
and
Raw,
he even cursed it. If y'all didn't know, right, Coming to America 2 has just been announced, and he was cursing in that via the barbers. The barbers,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But see, here's the thing, though.
Anytime you get Eddie saying motherfucker, it's going to be funny.
But here's the thing, and I get what you're saying, but he even said in Raw, he said, like, he was insulted.
You can't get no curse show.
Yeah, you can't. You just can't come out and just, like, that's not what made Eddie funny.
He was wrong about that. He's
No,
wrong.
Eddie
wrong.
can't just come out and just say curse words
He
and
can't
win.
say shit. Damn,
No, you-
snot, motherfucker. Good
Because
night.
you love Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
but that was a long time ago, bro.
But it's still funny. He was cursing on riding in the cars with the Jerry Seinfeld. And
Because
that
he was
funny.
funny, not because he was cursing.
Yeah, but anytime he's 1,000 words, Eddie, anytime he's, meet Dave, anytime
That's
he tries to
acting,
do...
bro. That's not the same
It's
thing.
not. He's not saying MF. You got to say MF to be maximize
He
your
could have
funny.
said MF 35 times.
And it would have been hilarious.
No, and
He is. He underestimated. He's more funny when he's
I'm
breaking
gonna
out
let you have that.
profanity.
I'm gonna let you have that. I don't.
Oh,
I just think there's some risk. I think there's some risk, particularly in stand up, because you're literally walking out there. There's no script. There's no cut. There's no get another one. There's no hair. There's no makeup. There's no none of that. There's no like I transformed you from a this and now you look like that. He literally has to go up there, stand flat footed in the middle of that stage and make people laugh.
What is your
And he
confidence
hasn't
level?
done it.
What is your confidence level?
No, I love Eddie Murphy. I'm nervous because I don't want him to catch that L in that arena.
But he's not.
He can catch L's because here's the way I sort of negotiated in my brain. If he catches an L in a movie, I blame everybody but Eddie. The direction, the lighting, this
makeup,
shit wasn't lit well.
The grips.
Like the grips. I'm blaming everybody but Eddie Murphy. The producer, the studio,
Yes.
craft services,
The script, which he agreed to.
everything. But then I even flipped out. I'd be like, man, but they paid him. They paid him $9 million.
How you gonna turn that down?
Turn down $10 million to do that crap. This is one of those ones. If it's not funny, it's on him.
It's gonna be funny though. It's gonna be funny because he's funny.
You're confident. No, he's funny, but you funny. You funny.
I'm funny looking.
But if I said we going down to that comedy place, to the comedy club, I need you to do 10 minutes,
That's a long time.
5 minutes.
There's a black man, white man, Puerto Rican man. They all go into a bar, and the black man say, "Hell no."
See, that's not funny. See, because now you're trying to be funny, and now you're not funny.
Hey, the black man, white man, Puerto Rican, and Chinese man jokes are always funny.
Yeah, it's still not funny. But when you just see her, you're hilarious. But if somebody said do 5 minutes, that's a different standard. You know what I'm saying?
I could do the black man, white man, Chinese for 5 minutes and get one.
No, because if that doesn't have a punchline, Rob, you can't just say black man, white man, Chinese man. That's not funny. That in and of itself is not funny.
I'm gonna be down at the comedy strip tonight, and I'm gonna do black man. White
You're not
man,
gonna
Puerto
be at the
Rican man all night.
If the punchline's okay, give us one. Give us one with the punchline.
You got to come to the show tonight. I'm not gonna give him the punchline now.
You not booked tonight.
I'm not, but if I call and do it, they might book me over the phone. Like I got these great.
I don't know if it works.
I got
like
these
that.
great
I got
jokes.
these great racial
I got
jokes.
these great. They all walk into a bar, and different things happen every time.
So,
but we're
and in the
excited.
worst case scenario, then you just start cursing.
Yeah, I just say, oh, well, black man walking in a motherfucking bar and it's shitting, man. It was fucked up because the black man didn't even have no money to pay.
So
the
you
white
just
man
go
paid.
race and then profanity,
Yeah,
and you're in there.
motherfucker. That's my time. See y'all good night.
Yeah, you try that. You let me know when you run that. I'm gonna come down and heckle your ass in
Nah,
the back.
I'm not, because I'll let you know if it go good. I'll be like, yeah, I killed it tonight. They love all that motherfucker.
Yo, that's hilarious. So no, but shout out to Eddie Murphy and congratulations to one of the greatest. No, to me the greatest. I mean, you can debate that on another time, but the greatest comic ever.
As far as we're concerned.
Yeah, as far as we're concerned, and he's making an amazing comeback, and we will see how that goes. So we're gonna watch that, and in the meantime, Eddie and his 15 kids are gonna get $70 million. So
Yeah,
that's always
yeah,
a good
and
thing.
that's-
I love when people
yes,
get checks. Like
yes.
I don't know if I'm weird, but when I hear people getting money, I be excited.
Yeah.
I be happy.
Sure. I mean, I think.
And I don't even know Eddie Murphy. I'm just happy, like man, you know how that was good. That when that wire comes through and you check in on that account and it's 70 million more than whatever the millions you had.
Of them things.
Man,
yeah.
we going out.
Yeah, we
going out.
Or we're staying in and it's coming to us.
No, but once it's coming, we going out.
Yeah.
We going, man, it's gonna be some champagne drinking.
we gonna have, you can get cheese on that.
Extras.
Get all the cheese you want.
Speaking of getting cheese,
Speaking of getting cheese, what a great way to train.
Zion Williamson, you know, everybody's favorite basketball player of the moment, internet sensation, first round, first pick overall. Shocked. I don't want to say shocked, but there was a battle, obviously a heated battle for his services in the shoe deal. And I wonder, I'm curious, he ultimately ends up signing with Brand Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the interesting thing about that, it's a record-setting deal in terms of amount per year.
Yeah.
I think, I want to say LeBron got a few more $1 million, but it was over a longer period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the biggest rookie deal ever. But the interesting thing about that, and I saw, you know how the internet just likes to hate. I forget who posted it. But they said that Brand Jordan athletes have never really had great signature shoes. They say that nobody messes with those. I think it was Jacoby said this, from Jacoby and Rose.
Yeah, Jalen.
Jalen and Jacoby. That, like, the Brand Jordan athletes don't really get big. Their shoes don't ring off. Whereas the guys with Nike, LeBron, Durant, the Nike side does better with signature shoes in terms of sales. But I also think that being with Brand Jordan is just cooler. So if you're going to get $75 million, which is what he got
Over 5 years.
what company would you want to be with if you could, like, if everybody's lined up and the offer is exactly the same? Do you have a preference of where you're gonna go? And if you want to narrow it down, because I know you're not a big Adidas guy, and I'm sure Puma's not on your radar. So if it was literally boiled down between Nike and Jordan, who you aligning with?
And all the deals are the same.
Every deal is exactly the same.
I would probably to me it's harder to have a signature shoe with brand Jordan because everything looks like a version of a Jordan that's not a Jordan. So I would probably go with Nike just simply because I can have my own signature shoe. And I know that I guess they have some versions of those, but to me when I'm in House of Hoops, some of these stores that sell a lot of Jordan and some Nike, when I see a brand Jordan shoe, I'm always looking to see, is it some version of a Jordan or is it something else? And when I see the Jumpman, I just associate it with a Jordan shoe, not necessarily
its own brand.
A Paul George shoe or
Right.
a Russell Westbrook, I believe.
Yeah, Westbrook. Yeah,
because Paul George is with Nike, I think. Or is he-
no, they have a Chris Paul's with them,
Chris Paul. Okay.
and Westbrook, and a couple
I think
others. And there's
those
a
two-
woman. There's a women's basketball player that I think has a Jordan shoe.
Yeah, and I think what's dope though is the brand Jordan
team. I like the
team stuff,
thing.
and
Yeah.
there's a couple of baseball players that have their own thing going on.
That's right. Yeah.
But I would go with
I
Nike.
love that. I'm not a Michigan guy, but I love that Michigan is
No,
a
those are
brand
fire.
Jordan
They're
school.
fire.
I think that's fire.
They're fire.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he got North Carolina,
Yeah.
which
he had them
obviously
first, yeah.
his alma mater. But
Yeah.
but yeah, man. I mean, my son, I got him some brand Jordan Jordans, that the North Carolina team shoe for his basketball season, and that shoe was incredible because it had all the championships that North Carolina had won on the.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was the shoe was incredible. But the point is though, but that's really more of I feel like more of a North Carolina shoe, not necessarily a player shoe. It's
Do
a
you
team
do you
shoe.
think that? And you bring out a really good, really interesting point. Do you think we'll ever get to a point where we look at brand Jordan as a brand and not just he's made like it's supposed to be a Jordan?
Man,
Because that's two different things. I never really thought about it until you said it.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know. I think that here's the thing. I think that it's gonna have to be an athlete that can obviously transition to. They're gonna have to be one of the top guys. Like maybe LeBron could have done it. It's gonna have to be somebody that can create their own mold or break their own mold or have their own identity or. Just something that is not like, and I know that Chris Paul is a good player and he has his own identity, but he's not LeBron. He's not one of these guys.
we're
So
not
maybe
going
it may
out.
take a transit, I was about to say transient, but a guy that can move past and be looked at as maybe one of the top guys in the
Right.
like a Durant or
Right. And I
somebody
think
like
that has a lot to do with the marketing of the player and then how elite the player is. Because you're absolutely right. Chris Paul is a great player, probably a Hall of Famer, but selling sneakers that are signature to you has so much more to do. There's so much more to that than how you play the game.
Yeah, and
Like
Jordan,
you have to have some sort of personality or something that connects you, like a thread that leads from you to the public. And I think like LeBron obviously has that, and Zion has that, interestingly enough. So I think it's a good test case because there's people who like Zion that don't really understand the flaws of his game because he dunks and he's exciting.
right? And I think with the whole him signing with he stunned the shoe world by signing with Jordan and not
Instead of Nike.
not with Magnati, which is
Magnati.
which is Master P's brand. So I know that we were all. It was a 2-horse race.
I'm not going there.
He ended up going with. So now that
I fully support my man Master P. The only thing I'm gonna say, P, if you listening, and I support your entrepreneurial efforts, both with the shoe and the movie you just put out. But if you're trying to, just a little suggestion, the name Magnani.
Magnati.
Is it Magnani or Magnati?
Magnati, but it's spelled Monyatti. So it's
money out.
yeah, but it's Magnati.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have. They probably shouldn't have landed on that.
Well, and I think that you're about 2 decades too late. Like if you would have
Come out with your signature shoe.
well, why you got the hottest artist in the game, Mystical? Why you got, Mia X? Why you got?
But
why
you don't have to stop when you're not in your moment.
You don't have to stop.
Come out with your shoe. Just name it better.
Magnati.
Because you know what it is? When you name your shoe Magnati, it doesn't matter what the design is. You like, I'm not wearing the Magnati.
They're all mostly animal print.
I don't care what they are.
It's like leopard.
Because you can't go around.
You got mad leopard.
Because you know what you can't do? You can't get on the airplane and sit in first class. Somebody say, hey, man, what kind of shoes are those? Man, these the Magnatis. Like.
Mad boa constrictor print.
Yeah, like, and you can't even. It's not even popping to be killing animals.
Mad
for
cheetah
like that.
print.
Yeah.
So I looked up how much they cost. They average around $275.
Is it a performance shoe or a lifestyle shoe? Just out of curiosity.
It's a tennis shoe basically. It's like
it's like a walk around. It's like a lifestyle shoe.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're not supposed to play tennis in it.
No, I don't think so. It's a. I'm gonna pull it up for you real quick. It just looks like one of them ugly shoes that. I don't want to say ugly. It's just not my style.
Listen, I want to be clear. I fully support the endeavors of my people, particularly a guy like Master P, who has had more success in just building business. I've built business. He's built business, but he's done it at a much higher level and made a lot of money through independent records. But this shoe though, as I look at it. I'm not the biggest fan, and I don't want to disrespect what my man's done, but yeah, that wasn't gonna get Zion. Let's just put it that way.
Well, yeah, and so I guess he, I think if Deuce McAllister, if you're looking for another New Orleans,
I'm not gonna let you do this.
Legendary.
I'm not gonna let you do this.
Athlete, Marcus Colston,
and
Deuce Aaron Brooks.
Deuce has New Orleans.
It's available.
Deuce got a restaurant, a sports bar down there. In New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna pull up in it when I was in New Orleans last year, but we ended up going someplace close to the hotel. But,
okay.
But a lot of people suggested to go to McAllister's spot.
I think, isn't he coaching now?
He might be. But when I saw he had a restaurant, I don't know if that's super profitable for him or not. But again, I am supportive of my brothers doing stuff like that.
Yeah, but I just think if you think about like Rockaware, if you think about some of the brands that were popping back in the day,
some of these designs are better than others.
Carl Kanai, I think that he could have really capitalized then because he had some of the hottest artists in the game,
and he had a huge profile.
Silk the Shocker, and like every single week,
he was big. Like he was as big as his artist.
He was the biggest artist. Yeah. I'm sorry, he's the one that really launched the No Limit. He was Mr. Ice Cream Man, Ghetto D. All those records that came out. I think is one of his albums. I think it was a second big release. I know he released some stuff earlier when he was living in Richmond. Sold 5 million records.
Yeah.
If you're constantly number one on the Billboard charts, like I think he did that for like a few weeks straight, like just releasing different artists.
They were literally, and I would say this too, what they were doing, which was really, really smart. And I don't know if he sort of looked at the industry, but like major labels want to release, like in a perfect world, you want 40 to 50 releases a year, just to make everything make sense. Different levels of priority, but you want on average close to a record a week on average.
Yeah.
They were doing that independently.
Yeah, he was killing that.
Which is crazy because this is before the push button distribution. This was like printing, getting
HMV.
Everything. Oh, absolutely.
85-15 split,
Yeah, no, listen.
Owned all his own masters.
A tip of the cap.
Oh, sure.
Like a real tip of the cap. That's a smart brother.
I guess that's what I'm saying. That's when all of these types of styles
where he should have been really selling
right there.
That's a good point. I would say this though, P, if you listening, the one thing that I would strongly suggest, because you just made a movie, I Got the Hookup 2. Okay, I don't know if I Got the Hookup deserved the sequel, but I will say this, and I'm just keeping it 1,000. You know what will get a lot of run is the Master P documentary.
Yes.
You do the documentary on how you became Master P, and I guarantee you're gonna get a better and you've done pretty well because you pushed it in the theaters. But the Master P documentary would get my attention. I'll tell you.
Oh, sure. The story
or the
No Limit Records,
the whole come on, man. I tip my cap to
and I'm always interested in just hearing him speak and anybody, because obviously the dude has a great business acumen and he was able to He's a pioneer. He's a hip hop pioneer. You can't tell the story of hip hop without mentioning No Limit Records and Master P.
And they did it from a place like that nobody was looking at. As like,
No
this is a
representation.
hotbed. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, because when I got into business, I left Chicago and we went to places like New York and LA because that's where the industry was. He built industry in Louisiana, in the state of Louisiana, in New Orleans.
Well, he chose to move. Interesting, right? He chose to move from Richmond to
California.
New Orleans.
That's awesome.
Like he started No Limit in Richmond,
Wow.
and he could have went. He was in closer proximity to L.A.
LA there,
But
even
he
though
went
that's
back
still
to
some distance.
New
but it's
Orleans.
closer. Right.